Stag Day. Welcome back. In this episode I'm doing a couple of things. I want to really understand why the overdrive won't kick in until the gearbox oil's warm. I think I know what the problem is here. I want to just give the thing a quick overhaul, and I've already had the back end of the car up in the air, but we'll go over that in a second. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. And tyres. Hope you enjoy this kind of stuff. Subscribe. Helps me, boosts me, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down if you must. It happens. You want to contact me? Church House Classics. It's all one word. At gmail.com. Got a website. Church House Classics. It's still all one word. .co.uk. Happy to take any queries and so forth. I can't always respond the second you've submitted the query because this is fixing cars is the day job. If you fancy, buy me a pint. Or supporting the channel, then please use the PayPal me link below. But basically, PayPal me, or PayPal.me, I don't know what it is. The link's down here somewhere. Enjoy. Okay, so yesterday I gave the carbs a bit of a retune, checked out the engine and everything. It's all had a little minor service at the top end. Jacked both front ends off the ground. No play in the wheel bearings. The tyres are all ancient. I've had these Dunlop SP200s. Dunlop SP200s I've had since 2002. Bit of a naughty thing to do, really. You really shouldn't hang on to your tyres this long. But then with a car that kind of like does 1,000 miles a year, and most of it isn't motorway, then I've kind of been pushing it, let's say. Not the car, of course. I push an MG. Don't push a Stag, of course. Obviously needs damn good cleans. It's been sitting out in the lean-to, just covered in dust and shite off the field. Anyway, there's a couple of things I want to sort out here in this segment. There's a whine developed at the back end of the car. No, it's not the missus stuck in the boot. It's just a consistent whine, not relevant to engine speed, just drones all the time. Now I think it's a differential. We'll have a look. There's an easy way of checking this, and this is the main reason I got the wheels off, because I wanted to just check over the handbrake mechanism and make sure nothing was dragging. The rear bumper, you see, has suffered really badly for being out of his nice wooden garage. I'll clean this up as well. There is a way of doing this. So these are the Dunlop SP Sport 200s, 185 70R14. Wrong size for a Stag, I know, but they do the job. Did the job, because they're all getting changed on Friday. I'm not going to do another mile in this thing until we've got new tyres on here. Is there a date stamp on these tyres? I know I bought them in 2002. Anyway, a hell of a vibration kicked up on this on the way down here. Fucking look at that. So, I mean, the tread pattern overall has another, I don't know, 2 mil or so to go. But clearly, we've had a delamination. If you look there, you can see the tyre is curving outwards. I'm being attacked by a wasp. Fuck off! You can see there's been a delamination because the tyre has bulged that way. Quite badly, in fact. And you can see there that we're down to the inner cords. So I'm going to deflate this fucker because I don't want it going bang. But that is not good. That explains why I was getting quite a bad vibration as well. Pays to check these things, doesn't it? I'm hoping my spare wheel is in good order, because I don't really want to be driving that too much further, do I? 7 miles to the tyre centre, and I don't think I'll be using that one. I think Mr. Plod, if he caught me, would be most dissatisfied. Right, okay, handbrake. So the handbrake on this thing works. You can behave yourself. Handbrake on this thing works. I've got the back end supported. Oh, when you're jacking these things up, don't support them on the cross member itself. I support them on the bolts that goes through the floor, and that seems to do it. Right, so here we've got, how's this going to work? Or am I just going to be attacking the microphone? I'm not high enough in the air for the fucking microphone to fit under the car. Differential, diff nose carrier. There's a bearing that sits in the diff nose carrier that I've had huge issues with in the past. And it's only when I stopped buying pattern parts from all the regular suppliers and went to a bearing manufacturer that those problems sort of went away. There's a little bit of oil on the front of the diff. It's not excessive. It really isn't. There is a danger when that starts to go, it will wash the grease out of the centerpiece. Sorry, I'm banging the microphone all over the fucking place. This is terrible. I'll have to, I don't know, voice over. So what I really wanted to do was to get these drums off. Just check, because I've got a real tight spot on this one. I wouldn't expect it to be that tight. It could be this one, it could be the other one. You have to get one of these drums off and find out why the tight spot is, because this is the thing I wanted to fix. Let me just get myself upright, because this is going to be awful viewing, Richard. So when I'm driving along at a fairly constant but low speed, it feels like the back end of the car is hopping up and down. Okay? Boom, 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 boom. Not the exhaust, no, it just feels like the car's hopping up and down. And no, it's not that delaminated tyre, because it's only just done that. It's been doing it for as long as I can remember. So I think what I'm going to do here, thank you, Gravity. Absolutely outstanding. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Right, I got the spare out. This thing is prehistoric. This is a Courier Sport CS70. I'm going a bit of archaeology here on tyres. 0486? Can't be. They did date markers back then. I'm just going to see if it's holding air. It's not great, is it? And over here, I think what I'm going to end up doing is putting the four wheels in my Range Rover and how about that? That's good, isn't it? One thing I probably will do actually is confirm that these are round, because that would also cause the bounce. Donk, 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 donk. I can actually do that. Really, I think by bolting it, it's going to need some spaces, but I can bolt it back onto the hub. Yes, there's just enough room there with a couple of spaces behind, and then put a dial gauge on it. See how round that is. There's one thing I do like to do when that oil down there is not out of the Stag. There's one thing I do like to do, and that's just pull back the rubbers, so to speak. Peel the rubber back. Yeah, no brake fluid, and no brake fluid. Okie dokie. Right, I'm going to go and give them a start, I think. There's nothing in the way. Start in gear, and then we'll see what happens. See if we hear a noise. Drive shafts are bolted to the back plates, that's not going to cause a problem. You hear it? It's noisier on this side. It's gone away now. Naturally, I haven't got my stethoscope, so I'm going to use a jacking bar. Obviously, nowhere near any of the points, but all I do is put it on the component I want to listen to, wedge up with the ear, just making a bearing sort of noise. The noise comes and goes at this sort of speed. I might have to go a bit quicker, might have to be fourth gear droppy. Just wanted to really see if I can get it under control. That bearing doesn't sound as nice, but it's all right. That'll be the noise. Prop shaft. It's the prop shaft, or it is play in the front here. So I'm going to play up and down, side to side play in the differential nose bearing. So we know where the noise is coming from now. Oh, that's a pain in the arse. So that's lasted a few years. Right, I'm on my phone now because it's easier to manoeuvre it around. What I'm looking at here, that's the back end of the prop shaft. Gearbox is up there. This fella here, that's the centre of the subframe arm. So you can see the subframe arm going over there to the driver's side, and the subframe arm here going across to the passenger side. And the differential bolts on the other side of it. Now in the middle of this device is a bloody great big bearing. And this area here is where it fractures. Okay? And what I was doing was getting hold of this. Hear that? There shouldn't be any play there at all. Turn it. I'm on, that's the output flange there, fnarr, and I can feel play in it. So I'm going to have to get another diff nose bearing. They do have a habit of going on these, I'm afraid. When the diff comes out, I shall put a new seal in the front. I'm going to have to take the wheels off this and take it down in the Land Rover. I mean, look. It's not going to last long, is it? I don't think it's worth risking that, in all honesty. That's just rubbish, that tyre. So I'll take all the wheels off, lob them in the back of my car, and it can go down with me. I guess you do have to ask, what is the point of carrying a spare wheel that doesn't hold air? That's a flipping waste of time, though, isn't it? I'll have to find myself another tyre to go onto that. I'm not in the habit of spending 65 quid on a spare wheel that never gets used, but I might find a part worn that can go on as the spare. You see that rim's not quite as nicely polished as these ones. These ones are 13 years old now. There's a couple of areas where the lacquer started to peel off. I'll give them a refurb one day. Right, drums. Can't mount these drums back to front on this, I'm afraid, because the holes aren't central and because the shoes are in the way. I can't push it right back and seat it on the centre pin on the diff. So there's not an awful lot I can really do about checking these. However, when they go on, if the brake pad doesn't grind, then it could be okay. I've just noticed the chamfering on the edge of this is a little bit all over the place. I might just get a file. I just chamfer the edge off again. I've got to put these nuts on it, you see, thinking, hey, that'll do the job. I wonder actually if I was to put a washer on there, because it's actually not that far out. Yeah, see, by the time it's it's bottomed out on the disc, and I can't get it back in far enough to actually mount on the drive shaft. If I was to pull the drive shaft out, I could do it. That's a bit of a faff though, isn't it, really? because again then you're not going to get, because the drive shaft's got these 6 fixings around the back here. I think it's going to have to come out when the back plate gets done. Sorry, back plate, what are you talking about, Richard? When the brain's gone blank. Diff nose gets done. There you go. So, I mean, there's no ridges on the inside of the drum. It's all in fairly good order. I mean, obviously, when it goes to dealing with brakes, don't start blowing the dust around. Don't start licking your fingers. Be very, very careful when it comes to dealing with this material. I think on this side here, the drum looks fine. Here, a slight chamfer issue. I'll check on the. That's got a beautiful chamfer down there. I can feel it. I'll get underneath. I'll just double check all the chamfers on the leading edge and the trailing edge of the pads, shoes. What the fuck are you talking about, Richard? Give up on this. Too much jibber jabber.